Hey guys, this is RVD, and this is the story of how I made my first game and published it in 2 weeks. It all started a couple months back when I was just going through YouTube and found an interesting video. A video by none other than Danny. That video got me interested in game development. I am a fairly good gamer, but I always wanted to make games. After watching that video, I pretty much binge-watched all of Donnie's videos and decided that even I had to make a game. Well, as you guessed, the first main thing is which engine should I use to start my game development journey. Well, using a game engine isn't completely necessary, but it sure does make your life a lot easier. Now it's obvious that it's going to be Unity. I sat on my desk and downloaded Unity and just started experimenting, watching a bunch of tutorials on Unity, completing my online classes, and then just spending time on Unity. This was pretty much the routine for the next 2 months. One day, an idea popped into my head. A game idea. It was already 3 months and I was still making Angry Bird and Flappy Bird clones. I had to make an original game and publish it. There is a frog, and this frog got separated from its companions. Unfortunately, this frog is suffering from the hopping frog syndrome. In case you are wondering if this syndrome actually exists, it doesn't. Frogs suffering from this syndrome unconditionally hop every few seconds. Now the frog seeks your help in clearing the obstacles that come in its way and help it reach its home, the well. I started with a square. I made a script, wrote some code, and the square now moves. Yay. I wrote some more code and the square jumps. What makes this interesting is that we do not control over jumping. I coded it such that it jumps every few seconds. Now I think this will make an interesting game. I put together a small test level and oh yeah, it works. For the next week I was busy making levels for the game. I added spikes, moving spikes, oscillating platforms. Since it was my first time making levels, I was not very effective. I spent hours, sometimes an entire day, just making a single level. I had to speed up the process. You'd think I would have upped my game and increased the speed. Instead I started experimenting with 2D lighting, because the game was feeling good but was not visually appealing. I spent a few hours watching a bunch of tutorials and experimenting with it on other projects. Once I thought I was good with it, I made a backup of my game file and went ahead. After an hour of tweaking and everything, the game was looking way better than before. I mean, you can see the results. It's just wow! Even though I lost a day or two, it was worth it. It completely changed the look of the game. At this point I completed 6 levels. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a week's worth of work. I spent another 3 hours adding lighting and tweaking the settings. I am dumb. It was such a small brain moment. Pistons. I added fireballs, traps, to make the game more difficult. It was already a week and a half at this point and I didn't have much time now. I made a quick start menu and settings menu. I spent another 2 hours trying to add ads to game. Well, cause you know, sweet money. The game was almost ready to be published at this point. After a day of fixing few bugs and glitches here and there, I was only publishing the game on Play Store and not on App Store because App Store asks for a website and I didn't have one. So I bought a Google Developers account, made a store page, took a few screenshots, made a game icon, and done. The game is in review. It will be published in a few days. Also make sure that you are subscribed if you want to see some more content like this. Cheers.